Welcome to Pulse of Politics, your go-to channel for breaking global news, deep political insights, and trending international stories, all in simple, clear language. Pope Francis dies at 88. Global mourning and the Vatican's next steps. On April 21st, 2025, the world received the heartbreaking news. Pope Francis has died at the age of 88. He passed away peacefully on Easter Monday, after suffering a stroke and heart failure. His death marks the end of a remarkable papacy, one that was both transformative and controversial, progressive and traditional. In this video, we explore what led to his death, how the world is reacting, and what happens next at the Vatican as a new pope is expected to be chosen in the coming weeks. Let's begin. Who was Pope Francis? Born Jorge Mario Bergoglio in Buenos Aires, Argentina, Pope Francis became the first Latin American pope and the first Jesuit pope in the history of the Catholic Church. He took the name Francis in honor of Saint Francis of Assisi, a symbol of humility and dedication to the poor. Elected in March 2013, Francis succeeded Pope Benedict XVI, who had stepped down, a rare moment in church history. From the beginning, Francis broke with tradition. He chose a simpler lifestyle, lived in a guest house instead of the papal apartments, and became known for washing the feet of refugees and visiting prisoners. A global voice for the marginalized. Pope Francis was seen as a champion for the poor, immigrants, and the environment. His encyclical Laudato Si on climate change urged urgent action from both governments and individuals. He often criticized global capitalism, arms sales, and environmental destruction. He also tried to modernize the church's tone, saying, "Who am I to judge?" When asked about LGBTQ Catholics, a remark that drew both praise and criticism around the world. Under his leadership, the Vatican slowly opened up discussions on allowing married priests, roles for women, and broader inclusion, though not without resistance from conservative factions. The final days. The Pope's health had been declining over the past year. He had been hospitalized several times for breathing issues and digestive problems. Yet he continued to fulfill his duties, appearing at Easter Sunday Mass just a day before his passing. Sources say he collapsed early Monday morning and was immediately attended to by Vatican doctors, but he never regained consciousness. He died shortly after 4 a.m. Rome time from complications of a stroke and cardiac failure. His body now lies in St. Peter's Basilica for public viewing, as thousands of mourners line up to pay their respects. Global mourning. World leaders and religious figures have issued emotional tributes. U.S. President Donald Trump said, "Pope Francis led with humility. His loss is a loss for the whole world." UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres described him as a global moral voice. The Archbishop of Canterbury called him a bridge builder and peacemaker. Even leaders from non-Christian nations, including Iran, Israel, and India, praise Francis for his diplomacy and focus on human dignity. Social media platforms have been flooded with heartfelt messages. Catholics and non-Catholics alike are sharing memories, videos, and prayers. 9 days of mourning. What's happening now? The Catholic Church follows a 9-day mourning period known as Novembials. Each day includes special masses, prayers, and remembrance rituals. Pope Francis's funeral is set for Saturday, April 27th, at St. Peter's Square in the Vatican. It will be attended by thousands of faithful, world leaders, and religious figures from across the globe. Millions more will watch live online and on television. This will be one of the most significant public funerals of the 21st century. Balance scale, what happens next? The Conclave explained. With the Pope's death, attention now turns to the College of Cardinals, the group of high-ranking Catholic leaders who are responsible for electing the next pope. Here's how it works. There are 124 voting cardinals under the age of 80. They will meet in secret at the Vatican for the Papal Conclave, which starts on May 5th. The cardinals will vote in several rounds until one candidate receives a 2/3 majority. White smoke will appear from the Sistine Chapel once a new pope is chosen. Until then, the church is led by Cardinal Pietro Parolin, the Vatican's Secretary of State, acting as the interim authority. Who might be the next pope? There's already speculation about who could succeed Francis. Top contenders include Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle from the Philippines, a favorite among moderates. Cardinal Peter Turkson from Ghana would be the first African pope in modern history. Cardinal Matteo Zuppi from Italy, known for peace-building and social outreach. Cardinal Raymond Burke from the U.S., a conservative, but with vocal critics. The next pope's identity will shape not only Catholic doctrine, but also global political influence. The legacy of Pope Francis. Whether you admired or disagreed with him, Pope Francis reshaped the papacy in countless ways. He took strong stances on climate and economics, advocated for interfaith dialogue, tried to address sexual abuse scandals, emphasized compassion over condemnation. For many, he was a pope of the people, someone who tried to bring the church closer to the poor and the forgotten. For others, he moved too fast or not far enough. But what's clear is this: Pope Francis leaves behind a legacy of reform, mercy, and global moral leadership. As the world mourns, the Catholic Church now prepares for a transition. It's a moment of reflection, of sadness, and of anticipation. What kind of pope will come next? How will his leadership shape global affairs from war and peace to climate and human rights? And how will Pope Francis be remembered in history? Stay with Pulse of Politics as we follow every step of this historic moment.